manifesting our dreams. What is that something? You may not have money, you may not have an education, you may not have a support, you may not have a resources. The one thing which allows us to act upon our dreams, the one thing allows us to find out the keys, which allow us to find out secrets to manifest our dreams. What is that something? Ladies and gentlemen, the one thing is you can do it. The one thing is you can do it. Always say, every day, morning, say I can do it. When you say this one, ladies and gentlemen, it enables and it takes you to the different belief system of yourselves. Say every day I can do it. And it takes you to the different belief system what you are today. What you are today is a resultant of belief system what we have believed what could be possible for us in the past. Right? So believe yourself and do things and say I can do it. Many people, what happens, ladies and gentlemen, they don't believe themselves. They don't believe themselves at all. They try to blame people. First of all, you look into yourself, believe and do the things. Don't waste time on blaming the people. So try to think about something which fulfills your life. Try to think about something which gives some meaning and value to your life. And believe that you can do that. Right? Many people operates from their history, operates from their past history and their things they have done, things they have happened, things they observed. And something happens, they will not move forward, they will give up and sit back. What I suggest is that you should have a larger vision of yourself and operate with your imagination. With a vision and imagination, say I can do it. Then things will move forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, having a belief is most important thing. I wanted to give some example to you. We are all seen Sachin Tendulkar, an iconic cricketer in the world. What kind of a belief system he has? How many one-day internationals he has played? Anybody can guess? Sachin Tendulkar? 463. 460 odd one-day internationals. How many centuries he scored in one-day internationals? 99. One-day internationals? 49. Right? The first century, what he made after how many one-day internationals? 79 or 70 odd. So, 463 minus 79, almost 400. After that he made how many centuries? 45? 49 centuries. What made him to happen, things to happen like that? The only belief. He believed for 79 matches that he can do something which can be recognized in the history, something has done by Sachin. He believed himself. Once he believed that, he keep on practicing that one, keep on having a vision for him. And the stages come once he started making a century and then moved upon. He made either 50 or 100 every alternative 4 innings. Such a kind of a consistency Sachin has. Sachin never distracted himself from sledging. He is very cool and calm, very courageous, only because of his self-belief. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have such a kind of a commitment and self-belief, nobody can stop you. Many players have started their careers in 1989 with Sachin. One of them, you know, his close friend. Where is he now? Nowhere. Hardly people remember his name, right? But what makes the difference between these two gentlemen? The sense of belief and hard work and consistency. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I request is that have a faith on you, have a belief on you. Failures will come, you will not lose your courage. Had Sachin might have gave up initially after 50 matches, I cannot do anything, what could have been happened? Today we may not be discussing about him. So that kind of a belief you have. There will be failures, setbacks, but you should believe yourself. So when you wanted to have something, you wanted to do something, it's not going to be easy. Don't think that if you are committed, you believe yourself, it's going to be easy. If it is so, there wouldn't be a Mahatma Gandhi, only one. There couldn't be a Sardar Patel. There couldn't be a Sachin Tendulkar. These are only one people. Na? Why these people are different from other? It's not going to be easy. If you want to become a great, you should have to go through all those hardships. Don't ask for easy. Easiness is detrimental for your progress. Fall down 10 times, get up for 11th time. Try to achieve that one. If you are aiming for easy, that means you are excusing yourself. Don't ask for easy. Once you decided to move forward, put your sincere hard work. At the same time, do your analysis and evaluation of about yourself. What exactly I wanted? Am I moving in the right direction? The results what I wanted to have are there or not? Analyze yourself and do it small things, all those boring things on consistent basis. Small boring things which we feel that we should not do it, you have to do consistently every day in order to become successful. So there will be good days, there will be bad days, there will be very devastating days. Ladies and gentlemen, don't bother about that one. Your success is not measured by anything else except your hard work. Success is not measured on sunny day. Success is measured in dark, stormy, cloudy days. How you handle those situations. Then that you will be measured against those kind of extreme conditions. So be ready to face those hardships. Then only you will become a successful person. So in order to become a great and a successful person, it doesn't make you, if your parents are great, you will be a great person. It doesn't make, if you are working in a great organization, that means you will become a great person. It doesn't make you a great person if you are living in a great house. In order to become great, you should go through all those hardships. Greatness demands a price from you. The price could be your time. The price could be for long hours of working. The price could be your energy. The price could be making yourself unpopular. The price could be anything, many things. Generally, most of the people do not try to pay that price. The people who are willing to pay that price will become great. Right? The greatness means, ladies and gentlemen, it is not like that I went for a walk and went for a run and then come back and become great. Greatness takes its own time. Greatness requires consistent, persistent efforts. Greatness doesn't mean your income. If you have money and you will become greatness, it's not like that. That means there are many people who have got money but they are not great. Your greatness is not measured by your money. Greatness is measured by your hardships, efforts and your contribution to yourself and your society and your families. So in order to have greatness, you should be going through that process which is required to become a great. Right? So some people have a little bit of success. They will have a good house. They will have a good car. They would be able to pay all their bills in time. They will be comfortable with their high school buddies or circle of friends where they are moving, talking, and they will live the life like that. They will die. I wanted to see one thing. They live the life like enjoying the life and not taking any risks and in a comfortable, safe zone. They will get into a groove and die. The only difference between the groove and the grave is only the depth. Understand my point? The people unconsciously get into the groove which is very narrow and shallow depth and stay there, feel that this is the life. At the end, they get into the graves, the difference is only the depth. Your hard work is directly proportional to your efforts what you keep. Right? right? So the life is full of pains, monument of pains I would say, discouragements, disappointments, failures. You will have to face it every day courageously. Every day you have to courageously, and in order to stay successful there, it asks you, it takes your evaluation. I told you earlier, it takes your evaluation, how evaluate the personally developed person you are. It takes your evaluation, it takes your progress, it takes your discipline in order to be successful there. And once you successfully wanted to go to the next hardest step, you should ready to face those things you are afraid of. You should ready to face those things which you are scared of. You should be ready to do those things which others are not doing. So once you do that, you will definitely reach to your level wherein you can stay successful by coming out of your comfortable zone. Ladies and gentlemen, the comfort zone, the safety or security, these two words are very, very detrimental to our progress. These things might have instilled by our parents in our thought process. Our parents might have told, be safe, don't take risks, be comfortable. Are we saying to our kids these things? Generally people say. Our teachers may say, don't take risks, say, be safe. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are in that zone, you will not be reaching anywhere. No, not at all. This is not the way we should move. We wanted to have a freedom. We wanted to have a life of excitement, adventurous life. We wanted to have a prosperity. We wanted to have an abundancy. In order to have all those things, you will have to find one habit, one action point. You have to do it consistently, every day, regularly, every day, which may be scaring you, you may fear to do those things, but you have to do those things. Then only you will be successful. At the same time, you will be staying there successful, right? When a defining moment comes into your life, when a defining moment comes into your life, whether you define the moment or moment will define you, decides your future, right? When a defining moment comes, you have to define the moment. The moment should not define you. Once you decided to define the moment, you should not listen to the people who are saying no to you. There is always a negative people and no people who you should not listen to them. You should close your ears for them. You should not think about what has happened in the past, what mistakes I have done, what has gone wrong. You should not think all those things. You should think about the present. You should be ready to do all those things which are required to define the moment. The moment should not define you. Once you do that, once you are moving in that direction, then nothing can stop you, ladies and gentlemen. That will give those things which you are not even thought of, those things which you are dreaming about. So that gives the complete fulfillment of your life. But the other way, when the moment defines you, what happens? When the moment defines you, that means you will be surrendering yourself to the people, right? People will define you what to do, what not to do. Then that situation is a loser situation. When a defining moment comes, you have to define yourself, right? Sometimes you feel that I am an underdog. Sometimes you feel that I wanted to do it, I may not be able to do that. In that case, ladies and gentlemen, the first important thing is to learn the things which are required to do that. Learn those things which are required to do that and try to reach to your destination. Try to listen to yourself in those conditions. Don't listen to the people who will bring you down. Don't listen to the people who always says that you cannot do it. That's what we always think about the people. You should be deliberate and intentional and determined to do those things and have a strategy have a plan of action. You should be intentional about many things. You should be intentional about what you are doing. You should be intentional about what you are eating. You should be intentional about how many hours you are sleeping. You should be intentional about what kind of people in and around you. There will be some people who can break you. You can break your strategy. They can break your dreams. They can break you. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, be intentional about people in and around you. If you are intentional about all these things, it will become your culture. It will become a positive culture. So make that positive culture. When you have a loser's culture, then in that case, you always think that why should I do this? Because in loser's culture, people will define you. Those negative people tells you what to do, what not to do. And that loser's culture make you, why should I do it? Why should I show up to those things? Why should I put my hard work? Why should I meet those people? These kind of habits you develop. Ladies and gentlemen, we are human beings. We have a purpose. We have a mission. We have to do hard work to achieve those things. This is not the purpose of our life. So you should be showing up to all those things what is required to do. You should be doing all those things what are required to get into the target. This is how life has to be. You should be having a positive culture. Now, many people says that you will not do that. We will encounter many things in our life. Many people say that when you are on a mission of doing something great, something different from other people, people will say that you cannot do it. People will say that you will not do it. People will say that you don't have that talent, you cannot do that. People should not define your limits, ladies and gentlemen. People should not put their standards on you. People should not draw a boundaries on you. People should not tell you how you feel and how you react. People should not say that you should go in this direction. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the success journey. This is you versus you only. You should define your limits. You should define your boundaries. You should define your standards. You should define where to go. You have to define your direction. And somebody's opinion should not become your reality. This will happen always. When somebody says something to you, being emotional, you always think that I may be like that only. It happens to everybody. So, suppose in our professional life, some circumstances your boss might have told you, you cannot do this, you are a useless guy. Some people treat that as a reality and they keep on acting on like that. So somebody's opinion should not become your reality. Your reality is you. Identify what is that reality within you. People should not define you. You should define the moments. Once you define the moments, nothing will stop you. You can move forward in the life with a great commitment, great passion, and you can achieve all those success, whatever is you are thinking about. Ladies and gentlemen, all things looks very easy. When we talk here and you listen here, you can note it down and get back. But things looks to be very easy. It's not that easy. In order to develop all those things, you need to change yourself first. The change is the most resisted word in the world. If you say to your kid, you don't do this, you do it like this, that is a kind of a change. They will resist. We resist. People resist change. People resist change. The life what they are living is much better than the changed life. So the change is the biggest thing you have to incorporate in your life in order to follow your success journey. So in order to change yourself, there are few things you have to deliberately practice. Those things can be your habits, those things can be your attitude, those things can be anything. We'll discuss about that one, but you need to have some kind of focus on yourself. What should I do? What habits should I develop? What exactly makes me move forward? You have to look look at you and focus in a focused way and find out what you have to do. That kind of a focus generally people don't think of. The people who have got a focus on themselves, we always focus on somebody else. We focus on our bosses, focus on our subordinates, focus on our neighbors, focus on our peers, everything except us. How many people sat alone for 30 minutes a month and find out what is happening in my life? How many people have done it in the last 1 or 2 years? Half an hour a month. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, so it doesn't mean we don't want to do that, but we don't do it intentionally. When you think about yourself, write it down. The thinking and putting thoughts in your mind will be evaporated and exhausted in no moment in the era of internet and communication. Write it down. When you write it down, those things, you are allowing some power to those things by writing. How many people write their goals? Good. Writing goals will give some sense of responsibility and power to you, isn't it? So write down whatever you wanted. Write down your focus, what you wanted to do, what is going on in your life. So, ladies and gentlemen, coming to the focus, focus means doing one thing out of many things, and nothing is acceptable in between. Do one thing, putting your complete focus, concentration, efforts, whatever is required. Do one thing at a time till you accomplish that one and then move to another one. We may say many things about the multitasking and doing parallel things. Okay, that may be right in the industrial context or somewhere else. In real life, ladies and gentlemen, you have to focus on one thing, the thing which makes a value to you, the thing which is gives a most priority in your life. Do it first. That is called focus. When you have a focus, ladies and gentlemen, you think it again and again and again. When you think it again and again, even if you have some setbacks and drawbacks and failures, you try to get up and face it again. So focus on those things. In order to have focus, ladies and gentlemen, there are few focus drivers and there are few focus results also. Focus drivers means those things which drives you to keep your focus alive. Number one is focus drivers is your habits. Number two, your attitude. Number three, gratitude. And most importantly, courage to face the challenging situations. And most important thing is courage to say no. We always try to please the people by saying yes for everything. It happens in our job life. Boss bola hai and I have to do it, whether it will be reality or not. So have a courage to say no. And next one is self-appreciation. Try to appreciate yourself. Nobody else will appreciate truly except you for yourself. When you did some small thing good, appreciate yourself. How many people have seen Virat Kohli appreciating himself? One. How many people have seen Virat Kohli appreciating himself in the field? Very few people have seen. You have to learn how to focus from Virat Kohli. He believes in that self-appreciation is the best appreciation. When he make a century in last T20 or something odd match, he had played a wonderful inning and he is patting himself. We look the match for 3 hours, we look at the negative things, look at the things which makes you excited. But you have to find some good things also available there. Watching TV is not a bad thing, but try to grab the good things inside. Self-appreciation is very, very important. I may say you are good, but how true you don't know. But you feel, okay, somebody said good. That doesn't mean anything. You have to appreciate yourself. The most important thing is as a spirit of team making. The focus comes from the spirit of team making. And next one is keep your standards. Keep your own standards. These are some of the things which drives you to having a focus. What are the results of focus. Having all those things practiced and incorporated, what are the results? The best results ever you will get is, which you cannot see but people can see, that is the self-confidence. Self-confidence. If you have a focus, if you get the things done in a way if you wanted to do, your self-confidence will be much higher than what used to be. That is the most important result what you have got as a person. And then the most important thing, the contribution, what you are making to your organization, what you are making to your teams, what you are making to yourself and your family. That is the result of focus. So these three things are most important thing, and there are many other things also there for the keeping a focus and getting that one. First of all, we discuss about the habits. What is the habit? Whatever you do in the morning to evening every day, that's called habit. Habit means, ladies and gentlemen, doing particular activity or thing whenever you have to do in a same passion and same pattern even today or after 1 year. That is called habit, isn't it? Right? So that set of things there you have to do, you always do those things in a similar fashion, that is called the habits. Habits are not inherent initially. The habits are not inherent like talent. Habits are being picked up by us from our group of people, from family members, or from associates over the period of time. Initially we look at them and follow how they are doing, and unconsciously we adapt them, and that becomes inherent in your behavior. So initially habits are not inherent. Once these are not inherent initially, later on it becomes inherent in yourself, then it is very difficult to change these inherent habits, isn't it? Somebody wants to have a pizza every day in the breakfast. Is it easy to make him not to do that? Not easy. Somebody wants to have a movie in the weekend, a movie every week. Is it easy to make him not to do that? No, because this is inherent in his quality. So the habits we have to change. The habits, why we have to change the habits? There are good habits, there are bad habits. The good habits are always very difficult and tough to incorporate, and henceforth many people do not have those good habits in them. Very tough to follow, and strong people only can follow those good habits. If you have a bad habits, you have to change those bad habits. Changing bad habits also equally not good, equally not easy, because in order to have a good habit in place of bad habit, you need to have a lot of courage, commitment, and the character to change the habits. You need to have a character to change the habits. So this is not easy to change the bad habits that easily. So, and at the same time you need to have one keynote habit in your life. Keynote habit. How many people have heard about this keynote habits? Keynote habit means whatever may it come, I will do that. In a day I have to go to a morning walk at 6 o'clock, means I will go whether it is storming outside, it is raining, or it's whatever is happening outside. One example of keynote habits. The keynote habits may be different for different people. You need to have that keynote habit. How many people have a keynote habit? Please raise your hands. Very few people. You need to have one keynote habit in your life. The second thing is that, ladies and gentlemen, the person who is sitting in each seat here, not one person sitting here. There are two persons sitting here. One the person who you are, one the person who you could be.